right, guys. Good morning, everybody. As you know, I'm just a fill-in for Coach Elaine, but that still doesn't mean I'm not going to work you out hard today with doing all our modified exercises as well as our intermediate and advanced for everyone who's watching. If you're with your aide, that's great. If you're not, if you have an injury or you're a former athlete like myself and you're just trying to get back into the swing of things, I'm the coach for you. So the first thing that we're going to do, guys, if everybody's standing or if you're seated too, that's a big proponent for me. We're just going to open up our body. We're going to start with our shoulder rolls. And that means we're going to go and we're going to just bring it back. Okay. We're going to do some breath work. So what I want you to do is I just want you to take your shoulder rolls going nice and back, nice and slow. And we're just going to do that for a couple seconds. And I just want you to take a deep breath in and let it out. And we're just going to take it nice and slow into the muscle. And then we're going to take one more deep breath. And we're going to let it out. And now we're going to go forward with our shoulder rolls. So we're going to come forward now, okay? And anyone who's seated, all my peeps who are seating, we're going to go forward. We're going to take a couple deep breaths while we do it. And you're just going to follow along with me, okay? If you guys have any questions or concerns, or if you need something modified, just please hit up the chat. That's the beautiful thing about being an instructor. You know, you got to do impromptus. And for all my aides and administrators, you guys got to get in this too. You can't let the other people do it. You got to get in with us too. All right, so we're going to stick our hands out and we're going to do light circles. And this is the side view. So we're just going to do light circles. And I'm going in a clockwise position, and then I'm going to rotate back, but we're going to go forward first. And we're going to do baby circles first. And just keep doing that as I stand. I'm just going to switch it up just because I like to be on my feet and also sit down for anybody who's injured who also has knee problems or has medical modifications needed. All right. And then we're going to make our circles bigger. And if you're not able to do this, if you have a shoulder injury or if you've had a shoulder replacement or something, or impingement syndrome, just take it nice and slow. The whole point of this is just to open up your upper body. And then we're going to take it a little bit bigger and just go within your reach. Don't overextend it. Okay. And now we're just going to go back now. So we're going to counterclockwise position. And we're going to start out really small. Feet together. If you're sitting down, same thing, feet together. And we're going to get a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger. Remember, work on your breath work as well. Take a deep breath. All right. And now we're just going to shake it out. Shake out our arms. All right. Upper body is nice and loose now. And what we're going to do now, just because I know there's some people who are limited what they can do, we're just going to take a nice, I'm going to jog in place for a couple seconds, but everybody, I want them to walk in place. And for everyone who is seated down, there's nothing that can stop you from moving your upper body. So if you're ever seated and you're doing a warm up, right, and you can't, maybe you can't walk, or maybe you're having an issue or something, you're limited on your range of motion down here. You could always use your upper body and breathe in and out for anyone who has complications down on their lower legs. And if not, just use your upper body to swing with it. Move your abs if you're possible. You know, get your upper body going. And if you're capable of moving and you still need to be seated, I just want you to focus on a target and just pretend like you're running. You're actually running. And you keep that focus on whatever point. And for everybody else who's more advanced, you can jog with me, you can run with me. It's up to you. So we're going to just take this for a couple seconds. I like to bring my hands up in a pointed motion and just come up. And for me, since I actually have an ankle injury that I'm rehabbing right now, I try not to overdo it with my legs. So I'm just bringing my legs just a little up. I don't expect your knees to come up all the way off the ground, just a little bit. So just move with me. And we're just getting our blood flowing. We're getting our lungs open so that we can get ready for the cardio and the lower body workout of this tip today, okay? I'll tell you when to stop. And as we're stopping, don't just come to an abrupt stop. What I want you to do is just slow down. And this is good for heart health too. You never just want to come to an abrupt stop. You never want to take your cardio rate and then just drop it. You just kind of want to keep that pace going. Catch our breath until we feel we're at a good steady pace. Body going, and then you can stop. Excellent. All right, guys. So the first thing that we're going to be doing today, I had a very different workout plan today, but I see that we have a different crowd today this morning, so we're going to switch it up a little bit. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to target our abdominal muscles today, and I have a seated version of this, and I have a standing version of this. So I'm pretty much known for this for my low impact cardio, especially too, because I've dealt with injuries, and it's horrible sometimes, and you can't always do like the advanced version. And what I find is that the advanced people, sometimes they overdo it, and it causes either too much injury, or you feel like you can't do something, and then that lowers your self-efficacy. It's a mess. All right. So what we're gonna do my version of what standing abs looks like. So you don't have to go to the floor, and you can do it seated. So everybody here, you're gonna take your hands, you're gonna put it behind your head like this. Just like this. We're gonna walk into place in the back of our head. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, this is my right side, and I'm gonna get into my tree trunk position just a little bit, not all the way out, but just nice and steady. And I'm gonna take the opposite side and I'm gonna bring it up. So it's gonna go elbow to knee. So my left knee is gonna come up and I'm gonna touch and I'm gonna go down. And on the opposite side now, so this is my left side, I'm gonna take my left elbow, I'm gonna bring my right knee up. I'm gonna, like, it's almost like you're doing like an abdominal crunch sort of, except what you're doing is that you're working opposite sides. And all that's gonna do is gonna target this muscle right here. Now, for my people who need to be seated for whatever reason, you're not getting off the hook yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same exact thing. Now, in the event that, again, if you have problems with your lower legs, I understand. So for people who have any issue, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take our hands, we're gonna lock them, we're gonna go down, and you're gonna come up with this. And you do the same exact thing. And you go as far as you can go without hurting yourself, or to the point of where you have mild discomfort, but not to the point where you exceed that discomfort. Because the whole point of it is that you want to feel that little bit of burn, but not to the point where you hurt yourself or injure yourself. So again, hands behind the head. 1, 2, 3. Now for my people who can move their legs, we're gonna take that, we're gonna come up, and it's gonna be the same thing as if you were standing. The knee's gonna come up, we're gonna bend down, and we're gonna touch. So elbow to knee. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is, for my people who are advanced, I'm gonna stand and do them, and we'll do 10 standing, I'll do 10 seated, and then we'll alternate until we transition to the next exercise, okay? So I think that covers everybody. I'm gonna stand up and we're gonna do our first 10, and we're gonna alternate sides, okay? So I'm gonna be starting on my right side. All right, so everybody knows, just if you have your exercise in your chair, just please follow along, okay? All right, so I'm gonna stand, and we're gonna come up. I'm on my right side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Now I'm gonna alternate for my people. I'm gonna come up, hands back, and we're gonna do another 10 now. Okay? So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm gonna do the third version of the modified. So this is out without me using my legs. So altogether we've done 20 so far. So now we're going on number 10. And if you're not on number 20 like I am, that's okay. Just keep going with me until we transition over to the next exercise. Remember, it's all about pushing yourself, but not over exceeding your limits, just surpassing them just a little bit. That's how progress happens. Okay? So my feet are I'm little, so I gotta kind of get my feet on the floor. All right, so hands up, locked, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And what you want to do as you're going down, right? And this goes for all 3 exercises that I showed you. You really want to dig into the muscle. So I want you to keep your abs tight, like you're actually contracting them, because that's voluntary. You can control that. So when you're going down, right? I want you to really suck in that muscle, like you're really contracting your abs, okay? That way you're able to get not only just a better rep in, but on top of that, though, you're really digging into the muscle. Okay, so I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. I'm going to stand again. We're going to do this circuit one more time because I kind of liked how we did it. We're gonna do standing 10, or we're gonna do 20 seated, except those two different exercises. Again, you wanna remain standing, please feel free. All right, so we're gonna come up, guys. And I'm already sweating, so in a little bit, this is coming off. One of the beautiful things about working out is if you're starting to, what I like to do to warm up to, another pro tip for anybody is wear something light like this, like a sweater, and that increases your body heat and that loosens up your body a little bit faster. All right, hands behind the head. We're gonna come up now, and we're gonna just touch 1 and contract that muscle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we're seated now. We're gonna come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Oh, I almost caught myself. All right, same thing seated, except no knees this time, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, guys. Do it. 10. Excellent job, everybody. So you guys should be really proud of yourself if you followed along through the whole thing. We did 2 sets at 60, and then if not, it's 90 sets total. So it depends. I lost count. That's all right, though. We're gonna just keep it moving. All right. So now that your abs are nice and warmed up, we're gonna come back to center. If you're seated, you can remain seated. We're just gonna do a light jog again. I'm gonna amp up the pace in a second. I want everybody to feel like it doesn't matter what athletic, where you are, whether you're the beginning, you're the intermediate, or the advanced, you get a good workout today. That's the whole point of it. Is we're gonna have some fun. Hopefully, you guys have your back sweat enough. All right, so we're gonna pick it up a little bit, or we're gonna just do this for about 10 seconds. You can count in your head. And remember, when we get to 10, don't stop at 10, just slow it down. And remember, pump those arms if you're seated. 9, 10, and remember, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna slow. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and just close it. Excellent job, everybody. I'm gonna take a sip of water just because my mouth is a little dry. If anyone needs a break for about 30 seconds, take your break, and I'm gonna take my hoodie off. Take a deep breath. Do what you have to do for yourself. You have to stop at any moment. You can catch your breath, please feel free. All right, I'm just gonna fix myself, and we're gonna take this off. So the good thing about when you warm up, my body's nice and loose now. So this I can take this off. And we're good, and we're done, right? All right, so now guys, we're gonna transition a little bit. So I have here, we did our standing abs for today, which is excellent. And now we're gonna transition into our lower body exercises. Now I'm gonna have to tweak them a little bit. I am gonna do the advanced versions first, so that everybody can do them. And then, or at least on my advanced people. And then we're gonna do a seated version of them because, depending on the age group of who I'm dealing with, I wanna make sure that everybody can do the exercises today. So I'm gonna kick my chair out the way. And then what we're gonna be doing, since we are gonna be doing our lower body, I'm gonna warm up my lower body a little bit more first. And then we're gonna do the exercises, okay? So in any event, you actually won't even use your chair, I lied. Or you could use an aid, depending on who you're with. All right, so the first thing we're gonna be doing, I have my handy dandy chair. This is more of a support for me. I don't necessarily need it, but I'm gonna show you how to use it. So we're just gonna be doing just a basic like side kick. And what this looks like from this angle is that I have my right hand on the chair, and this is my support in case I have a bad knee, a bad back, or I don't feel comfortable standing by myself, right? So let's say I have my chair here, maybe there's someone holding my hand or they're gripping me like this. We're just gonna come out and we're gonna bring the leg out. And this actually this isn't just good for like the inner thigh, this is actually also good for the abdominal, like these are the abdominals, this is another side, these are the obliques. But this is going to target this part of the ab region on this side, on the lateral side, okay? So what we're going to do is, and this is also going to open up your legs, so it's kind of working with 2 different places. But because we're going to open up our lower body, we're also just going to do these 2. So we're just going to do these kicks 10 times, and I'm just going to show you. So we're just going to go out, and then we're going to come back. See how my toe is pointed too? I do that because of my dancing days, but you could just bring it back. It's not a problem. So we're gonna go up, or we're gonna bring it down, and then without it, it's just gonna look like this without the chair or any help. So I'm gonna be like just standing, and I'm gonna go up, and then we're gonna bring it down. I'm gonna go up, and we're gonna bring it down. And then you could also stand with your hands like this for support. You know, that way you could be your own support. And then you're just gonna bring it down, okay? And then for these types of modified exercises, like again, this is just like the warm to loosen us up for the real exercise. If anyone is sitting who can't do it, what you could do is you could just try to open up your legs a little bit and just flare them out as far as you can. The whole point of this is just to kind of get our lower body moving. It doesn't target the same like abdominal muscle, but the whole point is to get your lower body loose, okay? So if you have any problems and you can't stand, I just want you to do like almost like toe taps. You're just gonna bring the leg out, you're gonna touch, and you're gonna bring it back. You're gonna bring the leg out, you're gonna touch, and you're gonna bring it back. That's for anybody who has severe past medical history that's not able to do it, okay? But for now, I have my chair, and I'm gonna stand over here so everybody can see me. So we're gonna take it 5 on my left side, and we're just gonna come out. So my hand's gonna hit my hip. And again, we're just gonna do that same thing. For all my girlies who are helping out today, this is great for the abs and the inner thigh. And this is just gonna open us up for when we get to the squats and stuff today. So this is 3. This is 4. This is 5. I'm gonna bring my chair over. Same thing on this side now. So I have my support if I need it. My hands on my hip. This is normally how I do it, just so that, you know, I have my support. We're gonna bring it up and down. That's 1. Up and down. It's 2. And down. Up and down. Up. Ooh, excuse me. Shouldn't have been leaning. My bad. Up and down. That's the problem when you have a chair. Up. 1 more. Excellent job. All right. So I'm actually gonna do 5 more because I like the way my hips feel. So we're gonna do 5 more on this side and 5 more on this side. So 10 total for each. Okay. So I have my chair for my support. Hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. All right. Now for anybody who's seated and just doing like their toe taps, that's fine. Just keep going with me until we finish. We have 5 more on the right side now. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent, guys. Good job, everybody. All right, so I'm just gonna loosen up my legs a little bit. And then, all right. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna transition into our lower body exercise now. Just gonna do a brief time check. Doing great. Okay. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna start off with our squats. And we're gonna get into our tree trunk position. For anyone who's new with me here, just because I'm only the Saturday coach, our tree trunk position, the reason why I call it tree trunk, it's because it sort of mimics a tree. You know, I have my long legs, my really short legs. I have my roots that are to the ground, but I'm stable, which means that I can't be knocked over very easily. And what this does, it just helps my coordination. And it's the same thing when you're seated, you know, you don't feel like you're gonna just like, you know, you're gonna tip over. So when I say tree trunk, this is normally to get into a stance that makes you feel comfortable, that shoulder width apart, except a little bit more than your shoulder width. So you're gonna go outward. Because again, we're gonna be getting into almost like a sumo squat position, except not all the way. So what we're gonna do is, my feet are forward right now, so you can plant them outward, like this. Again, a little bit more than shoulder width where you feel comfortable. And then what we're gonna do is, we're gonna just bend a little bit into our bodies. And then we're gonna keep your back erect. So just so everybody can see it, you're gonna go down. Again, my feet are still pointed, my booty's out, but my back is straight though. Because the last thing you want is to come forward, or the other things you want to go back. Okay, and we're just gonna start by doing some basic squats. And then I'll show you guys what to do next, okay? All right, so we're gonna come, and we're just gonna go down, and we're gonna come up. We're gonna go down, and we're gonna come up. We're gonna go down, like we're touching the floor, we're gonna come up. Now, the only thing I don't want you guys to do, if you cannot do squats, we'll do something else in just a moment. For all my people who can do squats, don't ever lock your knees, which means come all the way up. That's a no-no, don't do that. You can injure yourself like that, and that's what we're trying to prevent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in, we're gonna go into our bodies, we're gonna step forward, make sure we're in our tree trunk stand, back and straight. We're gonna go down and we're gonna come up. And you see how my knee is still bent on both sides, which means there's still mobility in the joint. You don't wanna just stop the joint like that. You know, come up straight, you don't wanna do that. So again, we're just gonna keep that flexibility going. And we're gonna do 5 of these just to warm up, okay? So we're gonna go down, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Excellent. We're gonna do 4 more now, okay? So we're gonna do 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Now for me, if you need to shake your leg out a little bit, because after you do the 10, and because I've done other workouts, I'm a little short today, you should start to feel it all throughout this in your glute and your hamstrings, going all the way down. The more wider your stand, you'll feel it more within the inner thigh as well. And you should also feel it in your butt too, depending on how far low down you go, okay? So we're gonna do 10 more spots like that. All right, tree trunk stand, back and straight, booty out. And we're gonna just sit into it. Deep breaths. We're gonna go down, we're gonna touch the floor, and really sit into your butt. So like sit into the muscle. Okay, and also too, when you're going down, I want you to squeeze your glutes. Just like we did with that abdominal exercise, we were squeezing our core as we were doing it. The same thing, I want you to squeeze your behind and also the muscles in the back. And then as you're coming up, I want you to release them. So you're creating tension as you go down and you're contracting the muscle when you squat, and then you're releasing out and you're releasing that tension. So when we go down, we're in a contracted state. And then we go up, we're in a release state. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent job, everybody. Okay, so this exercise that we did is actually going to help you transition into some of our later lower body workout today. But I don't want to just do the squatted position stuff, because after a while that muscle starts to hurt. And we don't want to get to the point where we can't do the remainder of the workout. So what we're going to do now is actually going to need our chair today. All right, so if you have a chair, great. If not, just follow along with me the best you can. So what we're going to do for my modified people, this is actually your exercise too. We're actually going to do, what do I have it down as? So not side kicks necessarily, but we're going to do some hand to toe touches. And we're going to do the seated actually. You can do it standing. I'm going to do a version of it standing, but for our people who are seated, or modified people, gotcha. All right, so we're gonna sit for a little bit and take a deep breath. Just because we worked out that lower body, just catch our breath for a second. Okay, and we're ready. So we're gonna do some hand to leg touches. I'm gonna show the standing version of it in just a second, but I'm gonna be doing the exercise seated, and this is also good for like our rest and recovery, even though you're still working out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right hand, we're gonna lift the leg up, and we're gonna come down. So we're gonna lift the right hand, the left leg is gonna come up, and we're gonna come down. And the same thing, we're gonna bring our left hand up, the right leg is gonna come out, and we're gonna come down. So it starts to look like this. And again, you are working your abdominals as well as your legs actually, because you're forcing them to move. But on top of it though, when it's standing, this comes for a great cardio exercise. The modified version, in my opinion, is just as good. It's kind of like when we do our modified abs, same thing. So we're gonna come up, we're gonna come down, and we're just gonna touch. And what we're gonna do is when you lift your leg up and you extend, if you have any problems extending your legs, you could just come up and touch your knees. That's another version of it that you could do, but bring your knee up, since if you're not going to extend the leg as much as you can, and this is for people with problems with the leg that they're not able to extend and touch and come up like this. What I want you to do, kind of like when we did that third exercise for the abdominals. So we're gonna come up, we're gonna reach, and we're gonna come down. So you're working up here and you're forcing the leg to come up. So we're gonna go from the right, we're gonna touch the sky, we're gonna come down, we're gonna lift the leg up, or we're gonna touch. So this is another modified version of it. But the whole point of that exercise is not to just get away with something, or like, it's more so that you have a modified version of it, but that you can also target the muscle you're trying to. So again, this not only works your legs, but this works your upper body as well, because of the motion on your hands and arms. And also too, you're working your abdominals again, but you're also working your legs too. It's pretty much a full body at this point. Okay, so I'm actually gonna sit and I'm gonna do the second version of that. Oh, I do have to show the standing position now. So standing position is a little more advanced. So for anyone who is standing right now, whether it's an aide, administrator, all right, so we're gonna take our right hand, we're gonna come up and we're gonna kick our leg out, or we're gonna come down. So this one is a little bit faster normally for, like, I want to say cardio kickboxing, but for cardio in general, like when you do no body, no equipment workouts, it's a little bit more fast paced than what we're doing today. But because we're doing a lot today and it's just more quality work, it's more about focusing on the muscle, less about the quantity of what we're doing, or it's a slow version, but it's just as effective. Take our right hand, come up, and almost like you're kicking. So we're gonna take our right hand, left leg comes up, we're gonna touch. And this works out all of your body. So that's the beautiful thing. So for anyone who's with me so far, you could do the standing version of it, or you could do the two modified that I've shown. Again, if not, just follow along with me and do your best. All right, and if not, you take away one exercise that you love today, that's all that matters. And we had a good time doing it. All right, so for me, all right, I'm gonna start on my right side, and I'm gonna stick my leg out because I'm capable of doing that. But for anybody else, you can either stand or you could just do what I showed before. So we're gonna go up and we're gonna take it 10 times, or we're gonna alternate. So we're gonna start on the right side, we're gonna take it up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now I'm gonna do 10 now of just the modified, and then I'm gonna do 10 standing. So we're gonna take it up. 3, 4, 5. Again, this is the very modified version for anyone who has trouble with their knees. And if they can't move, they can just touch and come down. Okay, so this is my 4, 5, 6. And remember, we're gonna be contracting your core when you come down. Reach like you really wanna reach for something and bring it down and touch it. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. All right, so from a standing base, it's for you guys. All right, so we're gonna stand, we're gonna get nice and loose again. We're gonna bring our right hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent job. All right, so now that that exercise is over with, we're gonna transition into our next one. All right, so you know how we did the squats before? We went in our tree trunk position. So now I'm actually gonna show you another exercise using that same stance, which is why I did it before. I just kind of wanted to give you a break with the knee taps, you know, just so that it's not too much on your legs. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get back into that tree trunk position, and we're gonna do something called wide squats, calf raises. So again, we're gonna get into our tree trunk stance, and then we're gonna go down. So today is generally like a lower body. It's a full body workout, but it also has a focus on the lower body today. I don't know, I'm just feeling lower body today, so that's what we're doing. All right, so we're gonna get into our tree trunk stand. Remember, legs are out. They're more outward than just shoulder width apart, and they're nice and loose, and you're on balance. Okay, so again, we're here. My back is erect, my butt's out, and my core is tight, and my legs are bent. They're not snapped into place, but they're nice and mobile. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now in this tree trunk position, now my squat position, my wide squat position, we're gonna do calf raises. And we're gonna do literally just like that. This is actually gonna target the inner muscles of the inner thighs and also your calves, because essentially you're just doing a calf raise, except it's in a different position now, and you're also targeting a different variation of muscles. I'm gonna show this version of it, and then I'm also gonna show a modified version of it so everybody can do it, okay? So this is the advanced, so we're gonna get really deep into our squat. We're gonna contract our booty, course tight, so contract. And we're gonna go up, whew, and we're gonna go down. we're gonna go up, and we're gonna go down. So again, you see I'm in that squat position, and we're gonna go up and down, and you're gonna hold it for just a minute. So the way I'm feeling it right here, I'm sore right here up in these muscles. All right, so that's the advanced version. And now for my people who cannot do that because they can't be in the squat position for too long, or hurts and they have arthritis, we're gonna switch it up. So again, if you have your chair or you're using an aid, wonderful. And a basic calf raise, excuse me. And they do this in the gym. They actually have a machine that does it in the gym. You hold weight on the upper body and then you push off the ground. Since I don't have a machine here and I don't have anybody else, I don't have weights right now, or at least not the water bottles, but like a serious amount of weight that I notice a difference in my body. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our chair and we're gonna just hold on to it. If you have a person here, you can hold their hands, you can lock onto them, and you can do it with them and they can do it with you. Actually, this is a great partner exercise too. So if you have somebody with you who wants to do it, grab arm in arm, lock up with them, and just hold them so that you're both steady. And then what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna pretend this is my person, and we're just gonna go up on our tippy toes. We're gonna hold it for like 2 seconds. You're just gonna count 1, 2, and you're gonna come down. And as you do that, I want you to contract now the calf muscle, which is this muscle, it's behind the leg. And we're just gonna go up, hold it, and we're gonna come down. This is just supposed to be your guide so that you don't fall. So we're gonna go up and down, up and down, almost like a ballerina, except you're not going on your tippy toes. So we're gonna go up and we're gonna go down. So there's 2 versions of this exercise. Feel free to do it with a partner or with your chair if you're doing the calf raises just like this. For the more advanced, we're going to go into our sumo squat position, our tree trunk position, and that's how we're going to do our exercises. Okay. So again, we're going to get into our sumo squat position. All right. Butts out, abs contracted, back is straight, and my legs are mobile, which is the most important thing. And then we're going to just stick my toes out a little bit more just to get into a little wider stance. And then we're going to take that 5 times, and you guys can follow along with your partner in the chair. We're going to do 5, okay? And remember, the count is 1, 2 when you go up. So we're going to go up, 1, 2, down. And that's 1. Up, down. Up, and down. Excellent. Up is number 3, and down. Up, and down. Up, and down. Up, this is number 4, and down. I'm gonna go up and down. Excellent. And I'm gonna switch over so everybody can see it. So that was 5 regular and 5 modified. So 10 total. So anyone who's doing their advanced, keep doing your advanced, another 5. For anyone who's following with me and who's doing the modified, you're gonna do another modified. So 10 together, but the next set's 5. So hold on with your partner. So same principle, we're just gonna, this is the different version. So we're gonna go up, 1, 2, we're gonna take it down. We're gonna up, we're gonna hold the calf muscle, we're gonna contract it, go down. 3, down. 4, and down. 1 more, guys. 1, 1, 2, down. Excellent job, everybody. All right. So we're gonna do another set now, and I'm actually gonna stay in my advanced version for everybody, so I can really get a burn in my lower legs. For people who are standing, feel free to keep standing. All right. So we're gonna get to our sumo squat position, and I'm just gonna adjust myself again to get into our stance, and then we're gonna take it 5. We're gonna do a set of 5. We're gonna do another 10. We're gonna start with our first set. Okay. So we're gonna go up and down. That's 1, up and down. And I'm counting in my head that 1, 2 to hold the muscle, and then on 2, we're gonna release, okay? So this is 3. And 1 more. Oh, excellent job, everybody. Whew. All right, so I have to walk it out a little bit just because I'm starting to feel pain in my lower legs, which is good. We want to get a little sore today. And if you have to walk it out for anybody too, please feel free just to make your legs mobile. Shake it out a little bit. Take a minute, take a walk, come back. All right, and now I'm gonna do another 5 for when people are standing, do another 5 with us, so that's 10 total now. So altogether, this will be 20 altogether, okay, for everybody. All right, so I'm gonna get into my sumo squat position again. And again, this is our favorite position today because this is what's based after. And then we're gonna do 10 calf raises like this. Excuse me, 5 more calf raises like this in the total of 10. All right, so we're gonna, our back is erect, core is tight, butt's tight. Keep our legs loose, and we're gonna go up and down. Remember, keep that 1-2 count. Up and down. Up and down. That's 3. Excellent job. One more. Excellent. I want to walk it out. Just so we start to feel that pain again. We're going to go back in. We're going to do 5 more. Okay. Sumo squat position. Feet flat. All right. And we're going to take it up and down. Up and down. Up. And this is number 3. 2 more. And down. Up and down. 1 more, guys. Push for me. And down. Excellent job, everybody. Now I'm just going to loosen up a little bit. What I like to do sometimes when I'm loosening up, especially if the muscle gets too tense, I kind of just like to bring my leg up, you know, shake out my leg a little bit just to kind of get the blood flowing again, just because the muscle's been in a contracted state for a long time. You know, we can just come up for a second. This is not necessarily a cool down exercise, but it kind of just helps reduce the soreness a little bit. And for anybody who's sitting, it's the same thing. So move your legs up and down will kind of reduce the soreness and get the blood flowing again. Okay, excellent job, everybody. So now we're gonna go into our next exercise. I'm gonna take a quick time check just to see that we're okay. We're doing great. We got 20 minutes of our exercise program left, so it means we have a lot of time to do some other stuff. I'm gonna go back to a modified version real quick, just to show everybody. And if you're seated, that's great. If not, you can remain standing. What we're gonna do is, so traditionally this exercise was supposed to be a sumo squat position. So I'm gonna have to modify for people who are seated. So again, we're loving this position today. This is the star attraction for today, the legs. So for you guys, for everyone who's sitting, we're gonna have our legs out and we're gonna have them firmly planted on the ground. Excuse my water bottles. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into a fighting stance. Everybody who's been with me for a very long time since September, can't believe it, we're halfway through the year already. We're gonna get to our fighting stance, but that means our hands are up in front of us. And in our case, we're not gonna be doing like a basic 1-2 punch. What we're gonna be doing is we're just gonna be throwing. So you're gonna just be doing cross punches, literally. So that what that means is that we're gonna just go, we're gonna start here, we're gonna stay in the sumo position, and we're just gonna fire on each side. We're gonna extend all the way out when we punch. So that means we're gonna keep it close to our face. And we're just gonna fire that punch out and we're gonna turn the hand over while we do it. So what that looks like, let's just pretend for a second that I have an extension on this side. So we're here, right? So it's gonna look like this on this side. You see how my hand is turned over? My fist is locked in. So I'm here and my hand turns over. So it's like this at the camera and it fires outward. So my shoulder blade will touch my chin almost and the hand turns over and then we bring it back and then the hand turns over again and then we bring it back. Okay? And then also too, whenever, again, I try to instill a little bit of boxing technique, even though this is not a boxing class today. Whenever you keep your hands in front of your face, don't keep them glued to your face because in reality that doesn't happen. And if you get hit too in that side for whatever reason, whether it's kickboxing, Muay Thai, cardio, whatever, and you're just, you know, you're sparring or you're doing some type of contact combat sport, never keep it too close to your face because this actually becomes a weapon against you. In the event someone hits you, and instead, what I mean to say is that with a little bit of space, you create a tension in the arm. And then when you do that, when you fire, somebody hits you, you just box it and it protects you instead of working against you. When you have your hands close to here, because there's this misnomer to keep your hands really close to your face, don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that for anybody. It doesn't matter what your age is. Always keep your hands up and never take your eye off your opponent. But that's another day. All right. So let's get back to it. All right. So we're getting into our sumo squat position. Okay. And then we're going to just fire. And then I'm going to stand and do the advanced exercise, but I want to show modify people. So if you can get all the way out, that's great. Sit your booty down. Make sure that you're locked in. Your stance is wide and your feet are to the ground. We're gonna keep our hands up, not too close to the face. Just protect your face at all times. Doesn't matter if we're just simulating something. And then we're gonna just throw our punch out. And when you do it, I really want you to dig into your abs. So, and you'll understand that when I say dig into your abs, when the people who are standing will do it, because that's essentially where we're going to target to, in addition to our lower body when we do our wide squat cross punches. From here, this generally targets your lower body because we're in a seated position. You're working more of your upper body. So for anyone who is seated, I really just want you to dig into your abs while you do it with me. Okay. So for anyone, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see how like I'm doing almost like this side crunch. That's what I want you to do when you throw your punch. I want you to throw your upper body into it. So when you throw, you're like throwing on that side. You're shifting all your weight. So all of this momentum is coming this way. And the same with this punch on this side, okay? So we're gonna have our hands up and we're gonna throw. And have a target in front of you. Pretend that there's 2 like pads in front of you. One thing that my coaches do is that they put the target in front of you, and that's where you're supposed to hit, anywhere that that target is. So I want you to envision a target on both sides. And even though this is not a kickboxing class, just envision that for yourself. Give yourself that hand-eye coordination. Be it a target of a book or something in front of you, or there's a chair in front of you. Aim your punches and literally step, like in my case, don't step into it, but throw your body into that punch. Okay, so that's the modified version. And now for my people who are going to be standing with me, they have their version. So now I'm going to show you yours. I know your legs are probably killing you because mine are at this point from all the squats we've been doing. But I'm going to ask you to push a little bit more now with me, okay? Because the workout's not over, not for the next 15 minutes. So now that we're here again, we're in our sumo squat. And I know everybody hates me right now because I hate my trainers too when they're like, oh yeah, we're not doing any more squats. Liars. So we're going to sit now and we're going to get into it. All right, so now that I'm in my sumo squat position, I'm in my tree trunk stance, my legs are good, my core is stable, my back is straight. All right, so I have my hands here and I'm going to dip a little bit lower than I normally would. And I'm going to fire. And the same thing like I was telling my people who are seated, you're going to fire. In your case, you're going to use all of your body. You are going to remain stable down here. That means you're not going to be like, you're not going to be shifting all of your legs, but that momentum is coming up from your legs and you're going to fire with your abs. This is really, for the people who are standing, it's really going to dig into your muscles on the side, and you're also going to be firing your upper body, okay? So again, just to show one more time, and then we're going to start. We're going to dig in. We're going to get a little bit lower. We're going to keep our hands up, not too close. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, okay? And now we're all going to start together, guys. So before we're seating, I'm going to come up for a second, just because my legs are starting to hurt now, which is good. We're going to sit and we're going to do 5, okay? So we're going to go 5 on the, we're just going to do 5 total, but we're going to start on the right. So we're going to sit, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. So we're going to come up for a second. Just going to shake out my legs just because they are starting to hurt a little bit. And that's good though, because the humanity of being a trainer, they think we're invincible. We're not. We're going to sit again. We're going to do the 5. So we're going to come here. 1, 2. Throw your body into it now. All that anger, all that frustration from this week, even though it's only like, what, Tuesday? We're going to throw our body into that punch. So throw it and hit your target wherever it is. You're going to come up and fire from your core and your lower muscles for anybody who's here with me. And we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. I'm going to walk it out because my legs are starting to feel a little sore, which is good. I'm liking this exercise, so that's what we're gonna stick with. And I do have, I think, one more for you guys. We have enough time. So we're gonna walk, take a deep breath. We're gonna get back into our stance. So for all my people who are seated, get ready. All right. So squat, hands up. We're gonna do 5 alternate, okay? So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it in, no rest. We're gonna do another 5. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Bring it in. We're gonna walk. And for anyone who's seated too, make sure keep your body flowing. We don't want to get tight because the moment you pull down is that's when your body like sort of tightens up. All right. I'll walk for a little bit. Take a deep breath and you drink of water. Take a drink of water. All right, we're gonna get back into that sumo squat position. All right, sumo squat. down, booty down, core contracted, hands up. We're gonna do 5 more now. I'm gonna start from the left side, okay? So we're gonna go here, we're gonna fire. 2, 3, 4, 5, excellent. We're gonna do another 5. So for deep breaths, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it in. 5-second walk. Just loosen up our bodies. And down. We're gonna do 10 more. And we're gonna do 10 all together. We're gonna do another set of 10, but we're gonna go straight through. So we're gonna just do straight 10. We're not gonna break. All right, deep breaths. My legs are starting to kill me. We're gonna go down. We're gonna track the belly. Bodies forward. Everything's in. Hands up. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's 13. 2 more. 2 more. Come on. 1, 2. One more for money maker. Excellent job. Excellent job, everybody. So we're gonna walk it out a little bit. And I'm gonna take a drink of water. So for anyone who needs one, please feel free. Okay. Excellent job. Just do a quick time check again. Okay, guys, we have 10 more minutes. So what we're gonna do is normally, for anyone who's new here, the last 10 minutes, and we normally have like a 5-minute warning. So we're gonna do one more exercise, and then by the 5-minute period, we're gonna start to our cool down. Because it's just as important, you know, you've been at it for 50 minutes with me and the time that I'm not talking. And it's important that you do get your cool down period. So in those last 5 minutes, we have our little, you know, a little shift, and then we focus on breath work. We do a couple of stretches just to loosen up the body again from all of the work that's done for us. And we have a moment of gratitude for just being here today. You know, we're alive, we're here, and we're gonna just, we're gonna finish up soon, okay? So I got one more exercise for you guys, and then we're gonna transition into our cool down, okay? You guys have done a phenomenal job. I'm very proud of you. For anyone who, I know I'm just the replacement for Coach Elaine, so I hope I made her proud. And all right, so we're gonna do one more exercise. So we did our calf raises, we did our punches, and we did our bends. We did a great job today, guys. Okay, so we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna get back into this position, our sumo squat position. They're gonna hate me after this. They're gonna be like, never again. So we're gonna get into our seated sumo squat position again. Again, legs out, body locked. Your legs will thank you later though, I promise. I'm in this squat position now, and my hands are gonna come back. So kind of like what we've been doing, a lot of this stuff, I do it, even though sometimes it can be a bit redundant with the exercise. It's all about compounding and just like showing you something again and again. So it's like, I don't need to explain as much, and then you just do it with me. So hands locked behind the head. And what we're gonna do is from the sumo squat position, we're just gonna bend. Just like that. And we're gonna stay in that position locked, again, with a little bit of mobility, because again, we're not doing this. And then I'm gonna show this version here. So again, if your legs are out, have your legs out, have them firmly seated to the ground, hands up, locked behind your head, and you're just gonna come down. You can also go forward if you like. That's another one you could add on. For us, in our case, just for people who are seated, they can go forward. If you're standing, please don't do that, because I don't want you to fall over. Just because of where your legs are situated, you can disrupt your coordination. So just for anyone who's seated, they can go forward, they can go side, side, forward. So you can come like this to the right, forward, and to the back. If you have a bad back, please don't go forward, or a bad neck. You know, just kind of anchor yourself to the right and to the left. Okay, so we're keeping in mind of anybody's injuries or, you know, previous past medical history. That's a big one for me. So that's the seated version, and now we're gonna take it back. Okay, and we're just gonna come up. We're gonna get back into our sumo squat from my ladies who, all my administrators. What is it? Getting summer girl ready or whatever. All right, so we're gonna hands behind the head. We're gonna come up. Feet are in our sumo position. We're gonna come down. That booty's tight, torso tight. Kind of suck it in. Hands here, and then we're gonna go on the right side. So we're gonna bend on the right side. So that's one, center, left, center, that's 1. Up and down, and we're gonna just take this like 5 times, okay? So that's gonna be 1 altogether, so the right and the left. And then when you do, sorry, I have to come up for a second. When you do your 2, you're gonna do the right and the left, and that's 2, okay? So you're gonna do completion on both sides, and that'll count as 1, all right? So we're gonna go down, so we did 1 already. So this is number 2. 3. 4, so it's gonna go right side, center, left side, center. That's number 4. This is number 5. So we're gonna go right side, center, left side, center. All right, come up. I'm gonna just walk it out for just a second. So that's 5. So we're gonna do another 5, okay? So we'll squat, go down, come up. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one. Excellent job. Woo. I kept it killing me. Got my whole lower body hates me right now. All right, we're gonna walk this out. Okay, excellent. Quick time check. All right, we're gonna do one more set of 5 because we're gonna transition into our cool down period, okay? So just bust this out with me, I promise, and then we're done after this, okay? So sumo squat, hands up, let's do it. 1, 2, and remember, contract that muscle. 3, 2 more, guys, 2 more, hold it. 1 more, 1 more. Excellent job. Excellent job, everybody. So we're done with our workout for today. So we're going to transition into our cool period now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sip of water first because we're in our last 5 minutes. Oh, today you got to go work out. I know I did. Okay. So for anyone who's needs help, I'm going to show the modified version. This is a little easier. So I have my chair. I'm going to take my leg. I'm going to grab from my ankle. I'm going to wrap my hand around my ankle. I'm going to just bring it up. And this is what you call just heel to butt. So you see how my heel is like touching my butt. And then the chair is just for stability. So I'm just gonna hold it and I'm gonna stretch out my quad because we did a lot of work with quads today. We're gonna hold it for a couple seconds now. And this is both a modified and advanced version. You can use this if you're advanced, if you have an issue just standing. And then we're just going to switch this over. If you have an aid, you can use an aid. You just hold their hand and do it. And here, I'm going to wrap around my ankle, heel to butt. And we're just going to hold it for a couple seconds. Normally, I just count in my head and I just hold the position. And just pull back a little bit, not to injure yourself, but you want to be stretching this part of the quad. And hold on to the chair so you don't fall. Excellent job. I'm going to hold it and we're going to release. Okay. And then in our case, for advanced people, I'm going to take my knee and I'm going to bring it up to my abs. So I'm going to balance on my left knee. I'm going to bring the right knee up, but just like I'm hugging my knee. And I'm going to hold it for about 5 seconds. You can do this seated. So if you're seated, literally just bring your leg up and hold it to your knee. Deep breaths and down. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to transition the weight on my right side. I'm going to bring my left knee up and hold it like I'm hugging my knee. And this is where it's knee to chest. And we're going to go down. And then one other brief stretch I just want you to do. It's kind of like our side kicks. However, it's a little different. It's a little modified from the side kick. So if you have a chair, if you have a partner, if you have a wall in front of you, you can do this. So I'm going to hold my chair. I'm going to anchor back. So I'm taking a little step back. And I'm just going to bring my leg over and just swing it over. And then actually, since I need a little bit more room, I'm going to stand back from the chair. I'm going to swing it back. And you see how my hip bone cracked? Just because of the air, the compressed air in it, nothing to be alarmed about. So you're going to come back and go over. and go over. So literally, we're just doing this cross sectional. So we're bringing the leg over and then we're shifting it back the weight. Okay, that's all we're doing. Now we're just opening up our hips a little bit more, just from all the stuff that we did today. So I'm gonna do that now with my other side now. So I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna bring it over. See how my body's like that way? And we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna go out, bring it back. And you see how I have, again, you have a partner, you can do this with a partner, you can hold them and then just bring your leg out and over. And what you're doing is essentially you're crossing over the body. So you're crossing over your core, your center, and you're bringing it out. We're gonna bring it out. Now we're just gonna do a brief walk in place. Okay, just gonna sit in our last minute together. If you want, you can remain seated. And we're just gonna do a couple of our shoulder rolls again. We're gonna bring our body up. So hands to the sky, guys. Lift that neck up if you can. Deep breaths. Bring it out. So on the upward, we're gonna breathe in. When we bring the hands down, we're gonna release. So up. We're gonna go up. Up. Now we're just gonna move our heads over to the right side. Center. We're gonna go to the left now. Center, one more time. Just gently turn. Center again, we're gonna turn again. And 2 more times, we're gonna go up. Take it down, one more time, it's the last one. And take it down. I just want to say thank you to everybody for having me today. I hope you enjoyed your workout. If you have any comments or concerns or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the chat for Z. In addition to, if you like the class, if you didn't like the class, please feel free to leave any type of comments or feedback. I'm always open to improvement of what I could do better next time, or if you enjoyed it and you had a fabulous time. Today's all about gratitude. So thank yourself for coming out and having a wonderful workout with me. You did an intense workout for an hour, regardless of whatever pace that you're at. Proud of all of my teammates, all of my people virtually. I love you guys. I support you, and fitness is one size fits all. So